What is happening, Magnetic Millionaire Academy? It's Josh here for another weekly training update. And this one's a really exciting one because it's something that I've been using a lot lately to get myself some new clients, and that's free events. I thought, how can I add an extra skill in your pocket? How can I give you something that's really going to help you make money today? And this is it. You know, we just need to start putting out some more content around our free events, start building your personal brand from a local community standpoint. And you get people there and you start talking in front of them, you add mad credibility. They see you as such an influencer in the industry and an authority and credibility in the industry that they have no choice but to work with you. They know they need to work with you. So there are certain things that we can do along the way to really guarantee that we're going to get ourselves some new clients out of it, and to guarantee that we've got bums in seats, because that's the biggest thing with running events, is that we need bums in seats, obviously, and we need to present to them the right information. So in this video today, I will be going through everything that you need to know. It's a 5-step system, 5 things that you need to be thinking about to run free events in your area. It's going to be super cool. I can't wait. Lots of value in this video, so definitely watch it a couple of times. If you're watching a replay, hashtag team replay. But Belinda, what's going on? If you are watching it live, if you have any questions at any point, just hit me up and let's start that conversation, guys. Belinda, we were obviously just talking about this morning. Doreen, what's happening? Back for the second video in 5 minutes. So running free events is really great. Now, Doreen and Belinda, I know that you both know quite a lot about doing this, but I'm going to go into it just for everyone else that doesn't know how to run an event. And Doreen and Belinda, maybe you'll get something out of this as well, in regards to some of the tools that I use. Yeah, love, baby! Some of the tools that I use and some of the tricks that I use to increase conversion at the end, and to maximize clients that come out of it. Because the whole idea of it is, to get in front of people in a really high engaging way, so that, we can, build our personal brand and get some new clients along the way. So it's exciting stuff. So like I said, there are 5 things that I want to run through today. 5 things you need to think about when you are running a live event. That's it, Doreen. Can't get enough. Always around. So much content. So the first thing is the topic. What is it that you're going to talk about? Now, the fact that you've done Magnetic Millionaire Academy means that you know a little bit about unique mechanisms. You understand what a unique mechanism is. Now, this is often the answer to your problem. If you know what your unique mechanism is, this is the thing that we need to be using to get people into the room. Because if we have some sort of system, some sort of framework that helps people get results, all we need to do is just talk about that system. We need to basically put together a presentation that relates to that system. Or if your system involves various pillars, like mine does, like Belinda's does, like Doreen's does, then what you can do is you can spend an entire presentation talking about that pillar. Because if you go really deep into that pillar, at the end of the conversation, you can say, look, here's my whole system, and just quickly run through it. It's a 5-step system. All we've discussed today is step 1. Just to help them realize that, look, we've just been here for an hour talking, going in detail into about how to implement this system. And it's good that you know it now because you've done step 1, tick, of a 5-step system. Get them wanting more. Get them thinking, man, I want to know about the rest of that. And then we can use various techniques to get them, interested in finding out more about that, which we'll talk later on in this video. But the idea is we're utilizing that content that we already have, the stuff that we're already confident to talk about, to get people in a room. And we know because the unique mechanism is designed as a tool to get people intrigued and interested in our services. That is the whole point. That's why we use it. That's why we have it in our messaging. So the fact that we're using it as a hook to get people into the room is no surprise. So if you are trying to think of the topic, just think about A, what do people want to hear about? B, what is my unique mechanism? How can I package that up? How can I package all of that up? How can I solve a specific problem on the night? And also, how can I present my unique mechanism to get people thinking, wow, this person is an expert. Okay. Now, when it comes to structure, so when you're thinking about, all right, I've got my topic now, how do I structure the night? what you want to be doing is this, okay? I've run plenty of different events in different ways to see which works best, and I've nailed it down to a T now. So this is how you want to do it. Once you've got your topic, you want to start thinking about what you want to talk about, and obviously there'll be the presentations at the start, and we'll go more into this in later on, but for right now we'll just talk about the structure. So you have your presentation at the start and do like a half an hour, 45-minute presentation. Then you want to do some sort of workshop. Now, the reason we do a workshop is so that you can go around to each and every person in that room and add mad value. You want to add mad value to every single person in the room. You want to have a face-to-face conversation with every single person in the room. Yes, you're going to get a lot of credibility from people just watching you in the crowd. But when you are talking face-to-face with someone, when you are solving their problems face-to-face, then that takes everything to the next level, because they've just spent half an hour, 45 minutes listening to you talk. Now they're getting face-to-face time and they're learning a little bit more about you, and you can learn a little bit more about them. Okay, this is really, really key. This is what I found. Adding this to my events has completely changed my results from running events, because now I'm getting face-to-face time. I'm really able to impress people in a short amount of time. I use that half an hour to go, you know what, you need to be listening to me. I'm the man when it comes to this. And then I go around to each and every one of them and I help them in their specific problem. So your challenge is you need to come up, yeah, exactly, Doreen. So you need to come up with a task for them to do that isn't time consuming. It's not time consuming. It's simple enough that they can get it done quick, and it's simple enough so that you can go around to everyone in the room. Let's say, imagine you have 30 people in the room. You don't want the workshop to be any more than like half an hour, because then that's like too much for people to be just sitting around. So you want to be able to go, all right, I'm going to go and spend 2 minutes, pair everyone up and go, I'm going to spend 2 minutes with 15 different pairs. So what value can you add in 2 minutes? So as an example, I'm currently running an event called The Secret Formula, where I talk about the brand messaging that you guys all know about: personal promise, unique mechanism. In the break, in the workshop, I actually go around and help each of them come up with their own message for their brand. And it's really easy for me to do this. All I need to go is, hey, what does your client want? Oh, my client wants more money. Sweet. So your promise is more money. What are your systems? How do you get them that? Oh, I do this, 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 and this. I'm like, cool, let's call that the rainbow method. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's sick. And then I'm like, no worries, cool, have a good one. And then I go to the next person and I do the same. And I just run around the entire room and just add mad value to as many people as possible in as shorter amount of time as possible. What's great is to have a worksheet for this part of it. So to actually give them a worksheet and go, hey, here's the cheat sheet. Use this with a partner and go off and do it for your own business. So now they're actually doing something in your event as well. Instead of just sitting down and listening to you for 2 hours, they're actually doing something. So that's really, really key. You want them to do a workshop. Then after the workshop, you bring them back, and that's when you summarize everything that you've talked about. You talk about your full system. So if your presentation was just about a part of the system, then you go, at this point, look, this is actually part of a 5-step system. So for you, Doreen, it's like you can talk about discovery or whatever. And then at the end, you go, look, I know I've mentioned it a few times, but what I want to do is just quickly run through the 5D framework. So discovery is actually step 1. Then you got this, and this. And you talk about how everything comes together, how it all comes together. And then they're like, wow, I've listened to a half an hour presentation. I already knew that she knew her shit. Then she came around and actually helped me with some specific systems that I can implement in my business tomorrow. So I'm completely blown away. Now I understand how all of this fits into a larger system, right? And then at this point, that's when you make an offer. We'll talk about the offer later. The second thing that you need to think about, so that's topic and structure. That's how you structure the night, come up with a topic and structure the night in that way. Second thing you need to think about is location. Where are you going to run this thing? Now, if you're anywhere near like a local, like a CBD, like a city, that's the best place to run these events. From my experience, the best place to run events in my time slot, which is about 6 p.m, is like when I like to run events, is in the CBD, is in Central City, because people can easily get there very, very quickly. They can come after work, they can do whatever it is that they want to do, they can grab some lunch and grab some dinner and then come. I just find that my numbers go solidly down when I run events out in the suburbs. And I've only done it a couple of times, but I just know that city works a lot better for me. But the one thing that I also have, and this will be relevant for anyone in Australia, is I use Victory offices. I use some. They've got a product or a place, I guess you could call it, called Victory Lounge at all of their offices. They've got a Victory Lounge, and Victory Lounge actually has a concierge, right? Having a concierge at the event is so good because, again, it adds credibility. It adds credibility to what you're saying. Straight away when they rock up, get your concierge to take their name, email, phone number, and to get them to sign a waiver for video, because you're going to have a videographer there. We'll go into that later. So by getting them to come in and actually being greeted by someone and having that person take their information that isn't you, adds this whole layer of like mystique to the whole thing. And that's why I say use Victory offices if you can, is because they do that really well. They have concierges, they have bartenders, they have really nice spaces all over Australia. So I would highly recommend looking into Victory Lounge, but location becomes really important. Where are you going to run this? Do they have a concierge? All right, because what you do want to do is you want to take people's information. You want to collect the data. You want to collect the data. Because when you collect the data, you have that data for later on, which I'm going to talk about in a sec. Third thing is tickets. How do you get people to these events? How do you organize it in such a way that people actually come and that it's not a shambles? You're not just emailing and calling people with the address. Two products you need to use, two online services: meetup.com, eventbrite.com. Use those both. Add your event on Meetup and Eventbrite. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're charging for your event or if you're doing a free event. I would recommend doing a free event, just like the headline says. But do a free event, use Meetup and Eventbrite. You're going to get people there. I use Meetup and Eventbrite without spending any ads or spending very little on ads, and I get 30 people in a room easy. All right? Meetup and Eventbrite. Use those tools to get people in the room. And again, it adds professionalism to your event, because Eventbrite, if they register on Eventbrite or Meetup, they're going to get emails reminding them to come. Hey, you've got this meetup coming. You've got this event coming up. Here's your ticket. Make sure you print it off for the event. All of this stuff. So you're creating this air of credibility and authority. That's the whole point of running these events. You want this credibility and authority. All right? So you've got the location set. You've got the ticket set. Now you need to think about your presentation. What is your presentation going to be? Now, you want to make sure it looks good, obviously. I use Canva. To do my presentations just because that's, it looks so good. And it's so easy to edit your presentations and come up with new ones and use your branding, which is important, right? So you just need it to look clean, look nice. But with the content, I don't hold anything back. And I think, use Eventbrite, Dorian. I don't hold anything back. And Belinda, you've been to one of my events, so you know what I'm talking about here. I give it all the way. And I think this is something that people are worried about. But something that in 2019 you need to be doing is to just give your best stuff away. It adds so much credibility for you if you just give it all away. People are worried about giving away their best stuff. They think that if I give away my best stuff, people aren't going to work with me. But the thing is, less than 1% of people will actually use what you tell them. People want to be told by the person. People want to be guided by the person that came up with the content to actually implement the stuff. So if I'm talking about social media strategy and coaching and stuff, up on stage, people are going to hire me for it. They're not going to actually try it themselves. No one at my events has actually implemented the stuff, because I'm connected with a few of them online, and just none of them do it because they don't have that person motivating them to do it. But each and every one of them tell me that they love the content, that they got heaps out of the content, and that really changed their way of looking at it. And I get clients out of it as well. So with the Prezzo, give everything away. Don't worry too much. I know people out there that have done all these, fancy speaking courses, and they're like, all right, you need to say this here, you need to say that there, you need to say this there, you need to say that there. Just be your authentic self and involve the audience as much as possible. Speak with enthusiasm, speak with passion, and you'll do just fine. If I did have a tip, and it's not much of a tip, but at the very start, just thank the audience for being there. People love giving themselves a round of applause, so I normally get my audience to go, give yourself a round of applause. For coming here tonight. It's a Thursday night. Thank you so much for taking the time to be out here tonight. I know it's a lot. It's raining outside. It's really tough. But hey, you're here. You want to learn something, and I freaking love you for that. So a round of applause for being here. Get them to applaud themselves. They love that. Involve the audience as much as possible. When I'm giving examples, I give examples about myself. I was talking to Belinda about this morning. I give examples about myself, and then I give examples. I actually get someone from the crowd to come up, and I'm like, tell me about your business right now. Let's do this. I'm telling you that I'm good at this. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Let's come up with some answers. And I do that. And I help people on the spot. I coach them on the spot. And then everyone's just like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So you're actually out there talking to people as well. So the whole time, the whole idea is this presentation, it's not just a prezzo. It's a subconsciously you're selling to them. Because the whole time, all they're thinking is, I'm not going to implement this myself. I want to hire this guy to do it. You're pitching the whole time. And throughout the whole presentation, be talking about how you get clients' results. Yeah, when I talked to this client, we implemented this and we got them this result. And we're doing this and money method that, money method this, social media, 2.65 billion people in Facebook, 1 billion on Instagram, throwing out all this information that makes them think, wow. And whenever I can, I talk about my promise, which is I help business owners make more money. And I'll often pause after saying that to let them sink it in. Talk about what it is that you do throughout the prezzo. You're not selling them. At no point do you sell them. Not even in the pitch, you don't sell them. So all you're doing is just adding credibility and helping them understand who you are. So from a presentation standpoint, that's what you need to be doing. High energy, involve the audience, thank him for being there. Sean, what's happening, brother? Thank him for being there. And then, be constantly talking about how it is that you help your clients. So you're seeding in their mind, okay, right, this is who I need to work with. Fifth thing you need to think about is like the offer. What is your call to action at the end? Now, I've tested a whole bunch of different offers over the past couple of years. And the one that works the best for me is this. So I was using obviously, I was stacking like Russell Brunson stacks. I was, offering discounted services. I was offering discounted online courses, but I didn't get any results. I never sold from stage. And I'm not saying it can't be done. It can definitely be done, but it didn't work for me. And what does work for me is offering free stuff. But the free stuff is essentially just an opportunity for me to add more value and to get them on the phone. So what I offer now is I give 10 people the opportunity. I say, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Now, I've got a little offer. I want to offer 10 people the opportunity to join a mentorship program. Now, this mentorship program is a Facebook group, a Facebook mastermind, an online course, and a free coaching session with me for free. And I say only 10 people get this. So when you're on your way out, go talk to the concierge and get him to put a tick next to your name. And the first 10 people to do that will get will be part of this mentorship program. Now, all I'm doing is I'm giving them access to my free Facebook group anyway, Six Figure Nation. I'm giving them access to my free online course anyway, which is Six Figure Nation online course. And I'm just getting them on a sales call. That's all that coaching call is. It's a sales call. I'm going to coach them for a bit, then I'm going to close them at the end because they already know that I can add genuine value in their business. So that's what you want to be doing. You want to be doing that. You want to be adding scarcity by saying there's only 10 and stick by your guns there and actually only offer 10. But here's the thing. Because you're collecting that data, you're going to have everyone's phone number, everyone's email. What you want to be doing the next day is putting all those emails into your CRM, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, whatever it is that you use, and then sending them all an email, just thanking them for coming through MailChimp or through Infusionsoft, whatever. Sending the people that sign up for the mentorship program all the links and stuff and send them a Calendly link or something to get them on a call. And then what you're doing during that day, you're calling everyone on that list. People who sign up for the mentorship program and people who didn't, you're calling everyone. Because there is at least one person on that list that has already decided to work with you. Maybe they signed up for the mentorship program, maybe they didn't. One person on that list guaranteed wants to work with you right now. And this is what I'm finding. I'm making those calls and a majority of the calls, probably 50%, are becoming sales calls. They're becoming sales calls. And I'm just calling them like, hey, what do you think of the event? Yeah, it was really good. Awesome. Tell me what's happening in your business. Yeah. You know that things need to change, yeah? Yeah, you're right. So what about your coaching you were talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, well, I mean, what I do is it's a 4K package for 3 months up front. So you're talking about your services all of a sudden. And every single event that I've run this year so far, I've got at least one client out of it. So don't be afraid to call everyone. It doesn't matter if you only have, it doesn't matter if they've signed up for the mentorship program or not. Call everyone on that list because now you're following up with them as well. Okay, really, really important. Now, so the data is key. Now, one of the other things that I told you to do at the start is to get them to sign a waiver and get them to sign a video waiver because at every one of your events from now on, you're going to get a videographer there. You can get really cheap ones online, like from Airtasker. I think I pay my videographer like $250. And he comes in, he films the entire event, point and shoot, so I have that content, so I can put that content into my free course. And then he also creates a little 90-second promo, so I can use it to promote events in the future, and I have content. Content. Content begets content. Be out there talking to people at an event, raise your personal brand, by getting that content out there, by having a videographer at your event, make it look really pro, put that whole event where you're adding value into your online course and get the videographer to interview people. I asked them, this is what I did for my last event. I got my videographer to pull people aside and ask them, hey, what's the number one thing you got out of the event today? Oh, this. If anyone was thinking of coming to Josh's events in the future, what would you say to them? Oh, I'd say, could definitely come. So you're creating this content for yourself so you can promote future events, and you're also creating this content so that you can put it into your free course or just use it as a lead magnet, whatever. You're getting mad content now for your personal brand, okay? And I think that's it. So the bonus round I've already really talked about throughout this entire system. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, put it in the comments. But seriously, running events is key. Get into it. I'm thinking of running a program actually where I actually teach people how to start and run their own event. So using all the steps we talk about today, but I actually help you implement it to go start from finish, not having an event to running an event. So if anyone watching this would be interested in an 8-week program where we actually set up your own event and I help you find the location, set up the presentation, set up the ticket links, get it all cracking, and give you some training around speaking so that you can go and be your best self on stage, let me know and we'll talk pricing and stuff. You guys are all legends. We'll talk really, really soon, guys. Peace.